Greetings, Commander, and welcome to the Breach. We're returning to exactly where we left off from the last episode, Sanctuary of Darkness. We're going to continue on with running the missions because we've got a lot of work to do on the industry. All the stations are set up so they'll be supplied with the components they need to be built. I won't be micromanaging the project. The only thing that needs to happen is for time to pass. Therefore, we're going to continue with the Boron storyline and get to the point where we can finish the missions in any order we want. Then from that point, we can decide what my business empire needs. As I said in the last episode, I really like the look of Sanctuary of Darkness. It reminds me of the shadows when you see them in hyperspace in Babylon 5. The first thing we need to do is navigate out of the sector safely. Over the last month I haven't been producing as much content as I would like, which has mainly been to do with a chest infection, which I still have and I'm just getting over. I have a cough still, but hopefully it won't affect the voiceover too much. Third person camera view, thought I'd mix things up a little bit. I should really try doing some combat in third person, but I will forget and I'll just go back to first person like I normally do. But the option's always there if I remember. Yeah, showing off fancy flying skills, doing a power slide to get lined up with the jump gate. As you can see from the new balance, I'm a little bit short on funds. Yes, I have less than 25 million, so something I'm going to have to add to the to-do list. Earn some money, and I think it's time we did some missions to do that. Obviously the semi-passive missions to build fleets will be nice to earn some money. I also need to be on the lookout to get some free miners as well. But I'm actually thinking about running missions myself to earn some money. I also need to look for the missions that reward the top quality modification parts. For cold hard cash, I think I'll look at Argon versus Xenon and look out for the fleet killing missions. They always reward really well. I think the last mission I saw from them that was a fleet kill was about 20 million. Which I'm sure Thunderchild will be able to handle quite nicely.
You have arrived at the precise position. Excellent. Taking measurements now. No. This is no good. We will have to disregard these readings. Well, this shall not dishearten us. Assistant, onwards to the next position.
Bosotar, may I ask you a personal question?
By all means, Neela T.
What makes you choose to remain out there, all alone in that tiny tank of yours? Are you not tempted to reunite with your kind, now that we are reconnected?
Nothing would delight me more than to explore the provinces myself, and to get out of this tube for once. But my work is simply too important. After years enslaved in the service of advancing split weaponry, I now preside over what is quite possibly the most advanced scientific facility in the network. I am sorely tempted to abandon post, even if it is just for a little while. I would most certainly love to see the Great Reef in person, but ultimately, my work here is so much more important than my personal desires.
So what is behind your enduring fascination with Great Reef? If you will forgive my candor, you seem to be rather fixated on this particular system.
Actually, I was born there. Not that I would have any memory of it. Then shortly, after I was hatched, I was taken to Argon space.
But wait, that would mean you were released.
Yes, indeed. If the records are correct, I am 47 years old.
Absolutely incredible. I never imagined I would ever meet someone so aged and venerable.
Hence my fear of spending time away from my laboratory. While my mind remains sharp, I must exercise it for the benefit of all.
I'm not sure I like 47 being classed as venerable.
Taking the second set of measurements. Blasted photoplankton. Nothing. Again. We shall try once more. I know I am onto something. I can feel it in my fins.
You know, it is strange. Our lifespan is short. At least in comparison to the other known sentient species. When you think about it, very few Boron of the provinces adrift will recall Kingdom End, or the benevolent leadership of our monarch. Yet, ask any one of them, and finding a way back home will be their preeminent priority. How is it that we are driven to pursue such things, even on the thinnest of leads? Is this inherent Boron naivete? or an innate scientific drive.
That is simply our nature. We are known for being pacifists and scientists. But underneath all of that, are we not first optimists? Excellent! Yes, this position seems promising. Taking readings of the phenomenon now. Curious. What? No, this will not do at all. Assistant, something seems to be interfering with the measurements. You must get to the bottom of this at once.
Oh, a carcass has managed to kill one of my miners. That is something I'll have to look into later. When I first came across this mission, I saw the field lines coming out of this asteroid and I thought it was something to do with the HQ, but as we'll find out, it's more to do with interference.
This asteroid is highly unusual. It appears to emit some form of residual energy, impeding the accuracy of my readings. You must destroy it.
Wait, what? Is that really necessary? Can you not simply account for the interference and adjust your readings accordingly? Or reposition the ship a little for clearer measurements?
Inconceivable! We cannot jeopardize these readings in any way. There is no room for error or extrapolation. Everything must be exact. A controlled detonation would be the best course to pursue.
You will need spacesuit bombs to detonate the asteroid. Allow me to drop some for you to use at your discretion. Oh, a word of warning. Do not let the authorities find you with this contraband.
Quite the spectacle. Obliteration may have appeared to be an extreme approach to resolving our issue, but it seems to have done the trick. Assistant, please return to the initially designated position at once.
Firing the main weapons was far quicker than deploying bombs, but I am glad you're allowed to do that instead of having to get out into your spacesuit and manually place the bombs on the asteroid.
Taking measurements now. This is...
Oh my! Would you look at that? That is 5 magnetars, each rotating at a comparable speed. No, wait, actually, this cannot be right. One rotation every 1.884 seconds, which equals 1 rotation per 3.14 thorium transitions, which... oh, you might not be following. Their rotational speeds are precisely identical.
5? With identical speeds? But that is impossible.
As we are observing it right now, it would be more accurate to say that it is highly improbable. But yes, the odds of this phenomenon occurring naturally are incredibly, unfathomably minuscule. And, viewed from this position, their positioning appears oddly symmetrical as well. The stars seem to be pointing towards that blue giant. I wonder if... oh my! The radiation readings emanating from the blue giant are incredible.
Incredible? How?
They are oddly regular, in a manner that should not be possible. And they repeat, like a signal. Could this be what we have been missing? Surely not. That would mean... Did someone mean for us to find this?
Wait. A message written in the stars? For... you?
Oh no, please. Not meant for me specifically. But this constellation cannot conceivably be a natural occurrence. Its existence is a manifestation of intent.
The Alliance of the Word still seeks a means to interface with the gate technology. We may well have just found something worthy of closer inspection. I shall forward these findings to Nomenclator's team immediately. Assistant, you should head back to the expedition outpost now. In the meantime, I shall apply my intellectual suckers to the details of our discovery.
Explorer, do not for a nanosecond think that I am not coming with you.
This discovery that Rosa made is tremendously interesting. I cannot yet explain how the two are connected, but these energy readings seem to be compatible with the jump gate, at least according to the science team's tentative simulations.
It is a cipher, deliberately placed to allow us access to the network.
I do not know whether that can be said conclusively. These are fantastical claims to be making without any weight of evidence. Perhaps the jump gates draw some of their function from anomalous occurrences, such as your synchronized stellar bodies. Or perhaps whoever built these gates used the blue giant as a constant point of reference, one that is detectable through key areas of the network and used for calibration of some kind. We do not yet have sufficient data, so I hesitate to spring to conclusions. That said, your findings certainly accelerate our scientific timeline. Explorer, talk to me in person so that I may brief you on how we will proceed.
It is quite obvious why he is so hesitant to entertain my hypothesis. I shall admit, it seems rather ludicrous on the face of it, but I believe he will rue dismissing the concept so readily. To encounter this phenomenon now, just as we are making our first foray into jump gate interaction, is a coincidence of astronomical proportions.
Let's get back to Sanctuary of Darkness. With the magic of editing, we're back in Sanctuary of Darkness, and here is the gate we're trying to activate. I do forget for a second that I actually need to go across to the other ship to talk to the Paranid, so I try and use my comms, etc. But I gotta say, it is a cool feeling that I am in the capital ship, so I need to get into a runabout to go over and talk to the other captain. We're just pulling the geometric owl out of storage, really for no other reason than it's what I normally fly, and she's a slightly upgraded ship as well. Oops, I don't think that's supposed to happen. Not a problem, as soon as the owl's back on its landing pad I can just teleport to it again.
Sir.
Ah, there you are. I have briefed Leadowee's administration on a research strategy and experimentation protocols. The science team is making the final calibrations. And, as you can see, the Alliance of the Word has worked strenuously to construct all of the necessary energy infrastructure.
We have concluded our preparations, awaiting confirmation to proceed.
Oh, the delicious heady feeling of pre-experiment anticipation. But Assistant, I would be surprised if our experiments here escape the attention of the Karg.
The Boron scientist has a point. I shall defer to your judgment on when we should commence the experiment. Shall we initiate proceedings?
Yep, I'm ready. Let's do this.
Science team, you have authorization. You are green to go.
Uploading frequency profile as signal template. Oh yes, the change in energy signature is immediately detectable.
Indubitably, the signal you helped extract activated something within the gate's mechanism.
I can confirm that we can interface with the jump gate. It appears that we can input basic commands.
All of this seems to indicate that I really am onto something with the cipher hypothesis. The cadence of the blue giant's radiation output acts as a sort of key.
Introduce energy now.
Affirmative.
Stay on guard, everyone. Explorer, get back out there. Maintain a secure perimeter around the jump gate.
Back to the Hyperion and teach those pesky Kark a lesson, I feel.
Please stop firing.
Previously, I'd changed the turrets on the Hyperion to Argon flak turrets, as these are the best anti-fighter weapons in the game, in my humble opinion. Well, as we saw there, the Kark don't last long against the main firepower of the fully armed and operational Hyperion, but I might struggle to bring the main weapons to bear against the very fast and nimble Kark. But that's why we're here, to find out these things. It is rewarding when your main weapons land a shot on the Kark and it ends its whole career. Yeah, I don't have a very fast yaw and pitch rate, even though I have the hull upgraded, but still fast enough to occasionally catch one of those Kark. And you can hear my flak cannons doing some absolute work out there. I do accidentally land a few shots on some of my friends. Poor old Neela T out there. But we are getting some serious loot drops around us as well, which I'll be able to collect. When I've done this mission previously, I've normally done it in the Geometric Owl, which is a great ship when you're doing the hunting, and a horrible ship when the Kark decide to hunt you. It just doesn't have the shields. As you can see, the shields of the Hyperion are not even bothered by the shots fired by the Kark.
My shield.
Headshot. They can try and run, but they'll only die tired.
I didn't mean to hit you. Sorry.
Oh my goodness. I feel quite nauseous. Something is happening.
Everyone, fall back. Regroup at my position.
Well, that was a lot of loot to collect, and because of the Hyperion size, it was very easy to hoover up. The larger the ship, the larger the hoovering radius.
A giant spike in radiation.
Well, this is certainly new.
Initial readings?
Everything. All scans seem to indicate regular jump gate function.
Incredible! It really does appear as though we managed to establish a connection between two gates.
But does it lead to Kingdom End?
There's only one method for ascertaining the answer to that question. Fleet, move out.
Wait! There is an energy breach.
And transition is achieved. Green lights across the board. No immediate danger detected. Oh my goodness! There's a fleet of Commonwealth ships, right here. Greetings, friends. Please tell me you are with the Alliance of the Word.
We are indeed.
Judging by the equipment surrounding this gate, would it be presumptuous to imagine that you had a hand in activating the jump gate from this side?
With the help of the local Boron population, yes.
How very impressive. Our scientists have been endeavoring to achieve this for countless times, but to no avail. Then suddenly, without warning, something changed, and we were able to interface with the jump gate.
Yes, we have just made the significant breakthrough that brings everything together.
You simply must share your findings with us. In the meantime, we will harden the gate defensive positions and establish patrols. And of course, our most venerable and beloved Queen Polyphides wishes to receive you and your subordinates to thank you for all you have achieved.
It would be an honor.
We will also need to instigate ties with the local administration. I may be able to assist in that regard, and I cannot deny how thrilled I would be to come aboard as ambassador to my long-lost Boron brethren.
Explorer, you and Bozo Ta were pivotal to the success of this entire idea. It would only be right for the two of you to join me in my audience with the Queen.
Me? Meet the Queen? This is also overwhelming.
Well, we're off to see the Queen. Although I do like travelling through Boron space, we will use some magic of editing and get there rather quickly. Those Boron ships do look rather good. The design just screams aquatic.
Entering system. Kingdom End. Entering reflected stars.
I still cannot believe it. Kingdom End. In my lifetime. Look how beautiful it is. And we did it. We established the connection. And we are summoned by the Queen, no less.
What a marvelous turn of events indeed. And it is reassuring to see the seat of Boron civilization faring so well. weathered isolation far better than the provinces. That is for certain. A strong economy, political stability, no signs of strife or unrest. They seem to be at peace. Now we can finally bring the provinces adrift back into the fold, and my people can finally share in that sweet tranquility.
I imagine that there might yet be other opportunities arising from establishing productive ties with royalty.
Dalbuster with his eyes on the prize all the time.
Morea.
Sir,
Elias Vigilance.
I'll say it again, those Boron do have some good looking ships.
Successfully docked.
Oh, this is so exciting!
All rise for Her Royal Highness, the benevolent and wise Queen Polyphides.
Greetings, travelers. It is our great pleasure as reigning monarch of the Queendom of Boron to receive you all in this historic moment. Our royal steward positively gushed with praise for his allies, and so I wish to thank each one of you who was so critical in bringing these long-lost systems back into the fold. First, Numunkaret, fearless leader without whose vision and doggedness an expedition of such scale would never have been possible. You have our deepest gratitude.
You are most welcome, Your Majesty. The pursuit of knowledge and unity is my paramount drive. I could no more relinquish the task than I could cease breathing.
Nila T, our loyal subject and long-lost kinswoman. You have done your utmost to maintain the safety and security of the severed realm, despite hardship and adversity. And Steward Leader informs us that not for one moment did you let the dream of Kingdom End die. You have our deepest gratitude.
It is such an honor to be here, Your Grace. Just to be here, to see the home planet, is all the reward I will ever need.
And now for the prodigal spawn, Bozo Tar. You spent a whole lifetime away from home, isolated from all fellow Boron in the most unimaginable manner, and yet you did not let these dreadful circumstances deter you. Welcome home, Bozo Tar.
Please forgive me. I have no words.
And then, of course, there is you, Raibu Hurricane. We have been informed that your grit and fortitude were the backbone of this venture. Without your endeavors, it is doubtful that the Boron of Kingdom End would now be reunited with their brethren, or the Commonwealth at large. We thank you from the deepest well of our being. Now, Numunkaret, we expect that you and your science team will be quite busy for some time to come, exchanging your findings with our own scientists and making sense of all that has occurred here. Yet still, we have a favor to ask of you. It has been a long time since we last shared the network with other species. We ask that you use your expertise to coordinate a mission to reach out to our old allies and adversaries. Let them know that the Boron of Kingdom End have returned.
I would be honored to oversee such an undertaking, and I already know the perfect candidate to take up these emissarial duties. Explorer, what do you say?
Of course we will accept. It presents a unique opportunity to explore every corner of the network.
We can only thank all of you again. You are great friends to our people. But now, we are afraid that we must ask you all to take your leave. Our royal duties cannot be postponed any longer. Farewell, dear friends of Boron.
This concludes the royal audience. Our honored guests, you are invited to hold your inaugural mission briefing at the designated venue.
Please follow me. To be the first outsiders to step in front of a Boron Queen in decades. How incredible! And you get a promotion to Royal Emissary. Congratulations! I shall do my best to coordinate your tasks and duties. Before we commence with business matters, may I say that it is a great honor to work with you heralds on your royal mission. My part is to provide you with the necessary information for your mission manager, and to monitor your progress. Other than that, I will contact you should the need arise. Over the course of this endeavor, there will be multiple missions for you to choose from. While it is your duty to complete all missions, the order in which you pursue them is a matter for your own discretion. You are now ready to embark upon your voyage. I shall return to the expedition to oversee the science team. So much data to pore over. So many questions still unanswered. You have performed a great service to the scientific community. Thank you. See it through thoroughly to completion, and you will be the pride of the Queendom.
Renowned friend, which assignment did you receive?
Delivering some fresh bofu to a scientist.
To a Boron scientist? Surely they have a convenient supply of bofu secured. I am afraid you may have drawn the short straw. A mere courier assignment. I am responsible for establishing a defense treaty with the Argon Federation. I wish you the best of luck. Farewell, dear friend.
Entering system. Sanctuary of Darkness.
The nice thing about the geometric owl is its cargo will hold exactly 50 units of bofu. So what's going to happen now is I'm going to leave the Hyperion here, jump into the geometric owl and fly back to the HQ to go and see our favourite Boron scientist. When you've been away for a long time, it's always nice to come home. Here we are at Rampart Star Corp HQ with a special delivery of fresh bofu. You can see all the container storage I had to add to run the jump drive technologies research, but I assure you none of that will go to waste. It will all be utilised when we start building starships.
Hello there. Ah, yes, my beloved bofu. Indeed you did. Oh, Her Delightful Majesty. Yes, well, not quite the Queen. I may have hijacked your mission communications a tad, just to imbue this delivery with some alacrity. However, the bofu shipment is very much appreciated. Incidentally, your biosignature indicates somewhat elevated stress levels. Fret not. I shall assist you by extricating my intervention from your mission communications. Indeed, I see you are behind on a number of very important royal duties.
Thank you for that, Bosotar. As you can see, as the Queen's Herald, I have been given a number of jobs. 5, in fact. The mission to Hatikvar is to deliver some ships for them. I'll need to drop a satellite near a shipyard to help with that. Buying 3 Makos won't break the bank. For the power need, I need to find their missing envoy, and I can't remember anything about that mission whatsoever. For the Terrans, I need to go and collect a water sample from a bar. For Riptide, I need to deliver 2,200 units of water, which shouldn't be a problem as I have a food production facility that converts ice into water. And for the Teladi, I need to build a diplomatic outpost. I'm going to need some more money because I need to buy the Boron disc defense and other station components. All easy achievable goals. Well, this is great. This is a construct military base and its reward is a mineral miner, which will handily replace the one that I lost to the Kark. Due to the power of editing, you don't need to see me mess around building this defence station. Once I've added the scanner, then I just need to wait for everything to be delivered. Very soon my industry will come online. I'll be able to supply things like the shield and the turret components myself. We'll get this accepted, then we'll continue around the highway looking for other missions.
Entering system, Argon Prime.
Well, you can see here that I've been travelling around the highway looking for missions. I've passed through Argon space. We have another construction mission. This one's Assemble Fleet and it has a Magnetar as a reward. So we'll take that one.
Good news, my friend. The situation in the former provinces is improving with veritable alacrity. The Boron government immediately implemented an aid package designed to restore our economic buoyancy, and I helped put it together. Now that the worst is past, I shall take some time off to explore. You cannot imagine how much it means to the Boron to be reunited again. Thank you.
I don't have enough cash on hand to build the station and the fleet, but I know there's a lot of spare cash lying around in my station, so I'm going to steal from them so I can get started on these 2 missions.
Please hold. We will be scanning your car.
Look at all that cash languishing around in the station, not being used correctly.
You can go. Scan
We're getting to the end of this episode. It's been fairly heavily storyline led, but I do like the Boron campaign. I think it's one of the better DLCs. In the next episode, we're going to concentrate more on industry. Our stations will have grown and we should be able to see if there's any bottlenecks in our production lines. I also want to take Thunderchild out for a spin and kill some Xenon. So hopefully you will join me for that. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, I'll see you on the other side.